Today we're making strawberry-licious desserts. So hello my lovelies and welcome back. Today we are making some super scrumptious strawberry desserts. So first of all, we are going to have a strawberry crumble that will blow your mind with super nice and warm flavors. And as a second recipe, we are making super scrumptious fresh strawberry scones. So let's get right into the process, and as always, remember to follow me on Instagram at SophieCLicious, and let's enjoy these steps. So for the filling, we are going to need around 800 grams of strawberries cut into thicker slices and around 3 tablespoons of this normal, this is actually brown sugar that I put into a blender and made very fine into like a powdery kind of consistency. So now for the crumble, you're going to have 175 grams of normal flour, 110 grams of brown sugar, again, blended one, and 110 grams of cold butter. I just put that into like small slices, kind of cubes, so that will be easier to work with. And last but not least, we are going to need something for the crumble at the top. So you're gonna have 1 tablespoon of like sticky brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of oats. This is totally optional and you can do however much you like. What we're going to do, you are going to get your baking dish and we are going to put in the strawberries. Put the 3 tablespoons of sugar on there as well. So we are just going to combine this, and this will be, the filling. And then we're just gonna flatten this out nicely. This is our nice and flattened out strawberries with the sugar on top. So they should be covering the entire pan at the bottom. Now you're going to get a nice mixing bowl, and in that mixing bowl you're going to add in the flour and also the sugar. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and add a pinch of salt to that too. So now we have this flour, sugar, salt mixture, and we're just going to go ahead and bit by bit put in the flour, and you're going to mix this in with your hands so that you get like a nice breadcrumb feeling. So yeah, at the end of this, you should have a nice crumb looking like texture. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and get that strawberry casserole again. And now we're going to go ahead and just put over the crumble on top. It's kind of everywhere. Flatten it out a little bit. So it's nicely covering those strawberries. Now we're going to go and take a fork and just like pat it down so that the crumble sticks together nicely. That'll make the crumble look a little nicer. So now after doing that, we've got a nice little texture on top of it. Looks a little nice, more uneven. I just went ahead and I mixed the two together, the brown sugar and the oats, so that will be nice and even, so we can just sprinkle this on top. Got this beautiful looking strawberry crumble, and we're just going to pop this into the oven and it'll be there for around 35 to 40 minutes. Once you take it out, sadly my strawberry juice kind of came out, but you see you get these nice areas of crispness. This is absolutely delicious. The sweetness of the strawberry just gives you a really nice round flavor. It's absolutely great. And the aromas that are in this kitchen right now are beautiful. When we come to our next recipe, what you're going to need for this is around like 500 grams of strawberries. Again, you're going to have around 240 to 300 milliliters of whipped cream, so heavy cream that we're going to whip later. And you're going to need around 75 grams of sugar. And then additionally, we're going to take around 1 tablespoon of vanilla bean extract. So this is what you're going to need for the actual like strawberry topping. We're going to start with our strawberries and we're going to put our sugar over them, and then we're just going to combine all of this together, and you can then set this aside and cover it until you are going to serve. So once our strawberries are coated in the sugar, you can just cover this and set it aside till later. You're going to have around 375 grams of all-purpose flour. So I just have this nice white flour, then around 50 grams of granulated sugar, and I just put a pinch of salt into that as well. Then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of baking powder, then another 180 grams of butter that again I put into little cubes. This is by the way also important unsalted butter. And then you're going to have around 270 milliliters of kefir, so that is just basically buttermilk. So now we're going to go ahead and make the biscuits, and you're going to mix the flour, our granulated sugar with the salt, then you're going to add in the baking powder as well. So then you're going to go and plug in your electric mixer. So having an electric mixer will make the process of combining all the ingredients much easier. So you're just going to go ahead and first of all combine all of these together. You don't need to go on any kind of speed for this. This is just so they mix together. And then once you've done that, you can go ahead and add in your butter. So we're going to start on a low speed just to combine parts of it, and we're going to add it bit by bit. So once you've got it somewhat combined, you can go ahead and add in the buttermilk. This will make the process a little bit easier. Again, just do this bit by bit, and then it'll make the process a lot better. So once it's done, you should have a nice texture that looks very creamy like this one does. And then you have made the batter. Since the dough is quite sticky, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of flour over that so that we can work with this and the surface much better. So I aligned it nicely out like this now, and then I just went ahead and put some extra flour on top so that we just get this nice flattened out dough. So I'm going to use this glass, and I'm just going to cut little shapes out. And we're going to do the same thing with that extra dough again. So here you can see we have the aligned scones. And I went over with some buttermilk on each of them and sprinkled some sugar on top as well. So now we're going to put these into the oven at 210 degrees and let them cook for around 15 minutes or until they are golden on top. So now at the end you should have these really nice bun looking scones that have really nice and sweet smell and that have like really nicely grown up. So you're gonna let these cool down, and when they're cool we are going to make the nice shortbread topping. Sorry I didn't film how to make the whipped cream, but all you need to do is beat it up with our electric whisk and then add in the teaspoon of vanilla. So guys, I am so happy that I got to share those 2 recipes with you. I really hope that you try these out because they are absolutely amazing. It's strawberry season right now, so you can get strawberries wherever you like. It's amazing to get your vitamins in through your baked goods as well. We now have 2 different and new kind of alternatives to how we can eat our strawberries, because I know strawberries are delicious, but I sometimes get tired of eating them the same way all the time. So these 2 recipes are amazing that you can put them into your baked rituals as well. So of course you can also add apples or whatever you want to the crumble that I've made. So that is really up to you. And I would just really advise you guys to make these because you can bring these to your friends, your family, to your upcoming parties. They are really nice and so easy to make, which is probably the best part of these recipes. They go really quickly and you just pop them in the oven and then it's kind of done. You don't really have to do a lot to them. So that's really great. So my family honestly ate everything so quickly. I barely got any myself. So that just shows how the flavors are really beautiful, really round. So now let's come to the quote of the week, and this week's quote is, "In every problem lies an opportunity." So just, you know, it's kind of self-explanatory. When you see a problem, don't just think it's your enemy, make the best out of it, and you will find great opportunities that will come. So yeah, that's that for today, and I'm very excited that you guys kept watching this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week. As always, send me pictures, like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see each other next week.